A driver was traveling down a deserted road in the middle of the night when something appeared in the distance. A figure standing along the roadside, completely out of place in such an isolated area. It wasn't moving, not waving, not reacting, just standing there. Was it even human? If you saw something like that on an empty road, would you stop or keep driving? A hiker was making his way back toward camp when he noticed something behind him. A bear, slowly following at a distance. The man stayed calm, trying to face it while slowly backing away.
Whoa! Go!
Holding a stick, he shouted, trying to make himself look bigger and force the bear to stop. Then, moments later, the video ended. But since the footage was uploaded, we can assume he made it out safely.
Go! Get!
Still, encounters like this can turn tragic in seconds. And in that moment, he was just one wrong move away from danger. During a camping trip in Albany, New York, this person captured something unusual hovering in the sky. Witnesses noticed a dark triangular object suspended high above, completely still. The shape was clear and defined, unlike anything commonly seen. Amanda from the YouTube channel Adventuring with Amanda, a van life content creator, was enjoying a routine camping trip with friends when something alarming happened. Over the previous few days, a man had appeared near their campsite, acting suspicious before leaving. Then, on one particular morning around 7 a.m., she heard screaming. Stepping outside, she saw this.
What did I do to Cam?
A man in a state that immediately raised concern, shouting erratically and behaving unpredictably. Amanda and her friends acted quickly, contacting authorities while keeping their distance and staying alert. But by the time police arrived, the man had already disappeared. No clear trace of where he went. Seeing someone in that condition is truly unsettling and honestly heartbreaking, because whatever was going on out there, it's clear he needed help. A woman was alone at her riverside home late at night when something unsettling caught her attention. In the still darkness, a voice began to sing, or perhaps harmonize, carrying eerily across the quiet night air. She shone her lights toward the river and the surrounding trees, but saw nothing, only shadows and darkness. The sound didn't resemble anything an animal could make. If it was just a person, that would be frightening enough, but if it wasn't, that made it even more unsettling. Maybe a ghost? Feeling uneasy, the woman went back inside and locked her doors. A camper was heading down Middle Brother Mountain on the mid-north coast of New South Wales, Australia, at dusk. At the time, the road seemed completely empty. He took a few quick photos for his photo book, nothing out of the ordinary, and keep in mind, these photos were taken a long time ago. But when he later downloaded them, something appeared. A figure. It looked like a lone woman standing in the middle of the road. What makes it even stranger, the photo was taken in rapid mode, yet the frames just before and after show nothing there at all. The photographer insists the image wasn't edited or enhanced. So what was it? Just a trick of the camera, or something else? Emma and Ree, a married couple from the YouTube channel Romany Pirates, traveling full-time in their self-converted van Romany with their little dog Daisy, were on a routine adventure in the UK. After searching for a quiet spot to camp for the night, they finally found a remote area and settled in. Everything seemed calm as they cooked and relaxed until night fell. Strange noises started outside, banging, laughter, and multiple cars approaching.
There's been some noises outside. We've heard like a lot of people pulling up. And we've already heard quite a bit of like banging around and stuff going on outside. We don't know what it is, we don't know what's happening. I said to Reese to like go and check and see. And he's had a look out, we can see quite a few people, there's quite a few cars.
I don't want to get outside because I don't know what I'm walking into.
I've had to like feed Daisy like 5 sausages already because as soon as she heard noises she started barking. So I'm just trying to keep her as quiet as I possibly can do. I feel like something feels really, I don't like the feeling of it.
It'll be alright, you'll drive off.
Shh. 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 Shh.
Emma and Ree stayed inside, trying to calm Daisy while keeping a watchful eye. The sounds grew closer, then suddenly they were gone.
Right, so we've driven about, 30 minutes?
Yeah, about 30 minutes down the road.
We've found another park.
Just shaking.
Poor Daisy, she's literally shaking.
So they basically, a load of people ran off laughing, and we heard them drive off. Had a look at the van. Can't see any damage to the van, but obviously it's dark, it's night time, it's the middle of the night, so...
It was just like a loud bang, so basically like a really loud bang. It was right next to my head, so I didn't know what it was, so I apologise for my language, but it was just this really loud noise, and then like Reece says, we just heard like a lot of laughing. It seems like it was probably like, you know, young lads or something like that, I don't know, but they're obviously old enough to drive because they were in cars. As soon as we knew it had sort of gone quiet, we've just obviously got straight in van, we've driven off, we've made sure nobody's following us. We've come to a place that's on Park for Night.
Yeah, it's
because we didn't pick the last place from Park for Night, did we?
No,
We just pulled up.
We just pulled up. We didn't even know where we were really.
And we do that sometimes. You know, we've done that regularly. We do it sometimes. We just kind of.
I think it from what it sounded like. I think it were just young lads. You know, like Emma said, old enough to drive, but should have known better, really.
They quickly drove to another safer spot, shaken but unharmed. The couple suspects it was a group of young people trying to scare them. I guess it worked. A woman was hiking in the woods after dark when the forest suddenly came alive with strange, echoing howls.
I can't do this.
The sound was eerie, unlike anything she had ever heard before. Fear took hold, and she turned back immediately, retracing her steps as quickly as she could. Fortunately, whatever made that noise never came into view, but the mystery remains. What was she really hearing out there in the dark? A Facebook user shared a photo taken shortly after returning home from military deployment in Kyrgyzstan in May 2007. Due to complications overseas, he was given a choice: either return home to his family or deploy to Iraq for 2 more months with another unit. He chose to go home. Just 3 days after reuniting with his wife and kids, this photo was taken. But weeks later, everything changed. The unit he had almost joined in Iraq was hit by a roadside bomb, killing 3 Air Force Office of Special Investigations agents. If he had gone, there's a strong chance he would have been on that mission too. After the photo was printed and framed, they began to notice something strange. On the front of his plain, tan t-shirt, there appeared to be an image. Something that looked like a figure, which he believes to resemble the Blessed Mother. The shirt had no designs on it at all. He admits it sounds unbelievable, but the photo is still framed to this day. Brian and Marissa are an adventurous couple who share their journeys on YouTube, often camping in remote spots. On this trip, they were exploring backroads, searching for a secluded campsite deep in Willpaw Hills. After hours of driving, they finally found a quiet lakeside spot that seemed perfect. They set up camp, cooked their meals, and climbed into their rooftop tent. Everything seemed normal. Then things took a strange turn.
This guy has just pulled up right next to the car. Walking around in the water.
There's another car.
Stay here.
You just want to back up right now.
Just stay here.
That's okay.
They run over our light.
Yeah.
What'd they do to it?
It's just cracked and
No, I meant the GoPro.
I don't know.
It was like turned around.
It was turned around this direction, but they were getting water from a beer can out of here and filling their car with it.
So it's what, 12:30?
Yeah.
And what just happened?
A car came like barreling in here.
He went flying in and went right here, ran over our light, and then went to show the yeah. And they were doing something here.
And our GoPro was over here.
Yeah.
And then I heard another door, like as they were getting in theirs. And so I walked down to the end of the road and there's a car just sitting there. So I don't know how long it's been there for. So
I don't know.
So
Are we packing up?
yes, I don't feel safe here. So
A car suddenly appeared nearby, moving unnervingly close to their campsite. The occupants acted oddly, pretending to get water from the lake, but their movements felt deliberate, checking the area, approaching the camp, lingering too long. The couple noticed another car parked quietly with its lights off, just a short distance away. Normally, people avoid pulling up next to a camped car, but these people didn't seem to care. Feeling unsafe and uneasy, Brian and Marissa packed up immediately and left. In Philadelphia, a man was filming a calm, golden sunset from his vehicle when this happened. A strange sound echoed through the sky, nothing like anything familiar. He described it as the cry of something massive above him. When he posted it online, many commenters claimed they had heard the same sound before, sharing similar experiences. Some even described it as sounding like a dragon. But no one actually knows what it is. Have you ever heard something like this? Michael and Ashley are a married couple who love going on adventures together, sharing their camping trips and unique locations online. In this video, they headed out to Tennessee for a simple camping trip to celebrate Ashley's birthday. They found what seemed like the perfect spot. They set up their tent, enjoyed some pizza, and as the evening passed, they lit a fire and settled in for the night. At first, it was just a normal forest atmosphere, until they heard something behind them.
Anywhere, because you run into the coolest stuff. You don't get to see stuff like that when you're on the interstate. What?
I thought I heard something.
I mean, I heard something fall. It sounded like a stick or something fell. But you scared me.
I mean, I just heard something, so I just turned to look.
Do they have bears up here?
Don't know.
I mean, I know like Gatlinburg does, but this is the opposite end of Tennessee. I don't know. You scared me so bad.
I was just turning around real quick.
I was like, who's there?
Who there? Who there?
It sounded like something falling, maybe a branch, nothing too unusual, so they brushed it off and continued enjoying their evening. But then, things changed.
Can you imagine how much wood we would have to find? Because you gotta think, that was a little bit of wood. I mean, if I had something...
Did not like that. What? What is that?
Huh?
Shit's getting crazy. we heard a gunshot, and now whatever animal that is going nuts.
Coyote? Was a bunch of guys yelling?
No, it was an animal. I think it was coyote.
More sounds followed, louder, stranger. They heard what sounded like a gunshot in the distance, followed by animals reacting. Then came something even more unsettling, a sound that didn't quite match any animal.
What the? Do y'all hear that? What the freak was that?
Sounded like somebody.
That was creepy.
At moments it resembled wildlife, but other times it sounded disturbingly human, almost like a woman screaming somewhere deep in the woods. They tried to figure out where it was coming from, but as it grew louder, they decided not to risk it and turned back. Eventually, the noises stopped completely. They stayed the night, but the feeling had changed. Something about the place no longer felt right. A man was filming alone at his campsite late at night. He was crouched near his camera, casually wiping his face, when something sudden caught his attention. Out of nowhere, a massive creature leapt onto his head. Panic set in immediately as he jumped up, struggling to shake it off. The creature clung and crawled over him, its long, spindly legs giving it the appearance of a giant spider. Some viewers speculated it might have been a monkey, but no clear explanation was ever given. The man didn't provide any follow-up or additional information. Creepy Travels usually spends nights in the forest around a campfire or in his car. This time, he decided to try something different. He planned to spend the night in a rarely used cabin deep in the woods and film the experience. On the way, he noticed the smell of smoke growing stronger the closer he got, strange for that time of day. As he approached the cabin, he spotted a man. The man immediately ran off when the creator shone his flashlight in his direction. He started recording again and captured what followed.
Hey guys, I never film when I start walking in because I have too much stuff to carry. I'm through some bad stuff. But I got up to this point. My camera wasn't on. It was all put up. I've been smelling smoke. For probably the last 10 minutes. I got up here. I'm gonna leave my stuff down here. Off running beside that tree right there and went back that way, and I heard him for the longest going out that way. He has built a fire pit. See, here's the cabin. Doors open. There's one of those solar light driveway lights that they put in. The fire looks like it's been going for a couple hours at least. Fresh wood on it. That wood hasn't even caught on yet. That fire has been going for a good bit.
When he reached the cabin, he noticed the fire pit had fresh wood on it. The fire had been burning for hours, and the cabin doors were open. The man had left in a hurry, seemingly not expecting anyone to be around, and had abandoned the fire. The creator searched the cabin but found nothing that seemed to belong to the man. After waiting several minutes with no sign of him returning, he decided to use the fire himself, sitting nearby and talking to the camera for nearly half an hour. Then, completely unexpectedly, something life-threatening occurred.
Somebody shot. Sounded like a low caliber pistol, 22. I didn't hear nothing hit around here, but it was close. It was very close. I thought I was getting shot. Let me turn this back on wide zoom there for Bull.
A shot came very close, though it didn't hit anything, and the creator realized he had narrowly avoided danger. After scanning the area, he found no trace of the shooter, making it clear the forest was no longer safe. Reflecting on the situation, he theorized that the man might have been hiding in the woods and fled when he saw movement, leaving everything behind, only to return later to fire a shot. Whatever the truth, it was a terrifying encounter, and thankfully, no one was hurt. This woman decided to wake up early and arrive at a trailhead before sunrise, preparing to hike up alone a mountain in the dark. As she stepped away from her van, she noticed something in the distance.
I could see lights, like eyes, glowing back at me. You see that? That's an eyeball.
Small lights reflecting back at her. They looked like eyes, faint but clearly visible in the darkness. She went back to her car trying to calm herself, but the feeling didn't go away. After a while, she forced herself to continue with her plan.
You see that?
Fortunately, the footage was uploaded, so we can assume she made it back home safely. But whatever was watching her remains a mystery. And seeing eyes in the dark without knowing what kind of animal it is, that's truly terrifying. What if it was a mountain lion or a bear watching her the entire time? Reddit user Of the Embers shared a strange encounter while camping with his girlfriend in rural Missouri at a quiet campsite tucked into a hillside. They were unloading their van near a picnic table when something odd happened on the leaf-covered ground. He stepped away for a moment, but when he looked back, his girlfriend had suddenly frozen, completely still, even though he knew she had just been moving. Then he heard it. Footsteps. Not theirs, but something else, crunching through the leaves around them. Close, circling, even though no one was there. The sound came from all directions, uncomfortably near. Commenters later suggested it could have been something unseen, moving just out of sight. But whatever it was, they didn't wait to find out. After hearing it again, they grabbed their things, snapped a couple quick photos of the site, and left immediately for another campsite miles away. A man was recording his hunt late at night while staying alone in a remote cabin deep in a Canadian forest. At first, the camera slowly scanned the trees. Then, suddenly, a strange figure appeared between them. It looked somewhat humanoid, but the way it moved felt off, almost animalistic, like it didn't belong to anything familiar. The person filming was clearly startled. Some Redditors believed it could be a person or an animal caught at just the right angle. But you can't deny, it looks off. For more van camping encounters, watch this next video.